I am Byron Minns, co-writer and producer of the Outlaw Johhny Black. I play the Reverend Percy Fair, who is a wandering preacher who gets an assignment to go to a small town called Hope Springs. As a preacher, I'm sure he doesn't have any problem bringing the word of God to some wayward soul, but given the fact that he gets his identity taken and then has to deal with the repercussions of that, that's probably difficult on his behalf. 70s genre is a genre that we both love. In working with that, basically our process was to immerse ourselves in the genre. If it was black exploitation, so to speak, we would immerse ourselves in those films, be totally aware of all the nuances and things that involve that. And so we've had to take on the same process with the Westerns. So basically, watching as many Westerns as possible, picking out idiosyncrasies and things that we can use to kind of have fun with. It was always our intention, because we love those movies, to do movies during the cross-section of movies. Almost like Monty Python used to do, Fred Williamson and his crew, a lot of the same actors doing different roles, pretty much same characters, different movies. Before that time, there were very little images, aside from a few images on television where you would see, other Americans, African Americans in particular. But during the 70s now was the first time that you actually were able to see these heroes and these people in different circumstances. And so aside from the urban dramas, which the black exploitation tended to lend itself to the street, element and what have you. A few of them did, transcend that. And then the Western genre itself took on the importance of the history culturally, because this was a part of history, American history, that really hadn't been explored. But, African Americans in the Old West, when it came to outlaws and cowboys and, just all kinds of figures, they were pretty much left out of history, but this was an opportunity to then kind of explore what life was like post-Civil War, and people migrated to the West. Cherokee Bill, Nat Love was another famous black cowboy. Of course, Bass Reeves was the first African-American deputy sheriff, with over 3,000 people that he brought in, only killed 1,400 out of 3,000. But it was so well known. There was a lot. And that was a part of the history that, had been kind of forgotten. Buck and the Preacher with Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier. Excellent movie, Western, about black homesteaders moving out west and needing protection. Thomasine and Bushrod, which starred Max Julian and Vanetta McGee, which also was kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde in the West. Blazing Saddles. I also personally was a great fan of the Terrence Hill and Bud Spencer movies. I used to like those. Two Good Friends, and meaning themselves, much like Micahel Jai White and myself. And they did multiple movies together, a lot of comedy westerns and stuff, and that a lot of my initial thought of Outlaw Johhny Black was sort of like a hybrid between a Bass Reeves and a Cherokee Bill, and also with a little bit of Trinity, the Terrence Hill character. One of the things that was interesting about the music in Buck and the Preacher was it was a combination of kind of 70s and Western, because it had the mouth harp and the different traditional Western instruments, but at the same time it had a little bass line to it, and so it was a cool mix. Yeah, well, excuse me, just like black exploitation, Westerns had their own idiosyncrasies and different things that we could kind of have fun with. So, the typical, it's almost like even just the music, the stings that they used back then, the typical, showdowns, the bar fights, the, performances in the saloon or in the cat house, damsel in distress, the skirmishes with the Native Americans from time to time, whatever, that entail. We have bushwhackers, of course, outlaws, land barons, greedy land barons, and all of it. Pretty much all of our friends and people that worked with us before, some of them on Black Dynamite, some of them on other things. And then also, there's been some really great surprises, some really well-known actors and comedians that have expressed that they wanted to be a part of it on whatever level. So, there should be some interesting cameos, but we're gonna keep that quiet though. Because it gives us an opportunity to be able to bring the type of films that, we know our fans want to see, and without having to go through the various, hoops and pitfalls that we have to, deal with going through the traditional system. Sometimes stories that people want to see, people in executive position may not agree, and for that reason, they don't make their way through. But by fans supporting us directly, now we have an opportunity to tell the type of stories that we know that they want to see. And then what it does also too is it engages the fans and allows the fans to actually become a part of it. So that's very important. And it also gives an opportunity for other filmmakers in the future to be able to do the same thing. So really, it really is an important movement. Absolutely. Which is why we've engaged the way that we have with this fantastic website that our great partner designed, and the giveaways and the things that we have to engage the fans. I don't know that, I don't want to pat ourselves on the back, but any campaign that's ever kind of like really given away and had contests the way we have in order to try and get the fans involved, and also to let the fans become a part of it, letting them in the behind the scenes and invitations to various functions and actually being a part of the film. It's fan friendly, so you can come onto the site. There's various giveaways aside from just basic donations. There are various giveaways, beautiful T-shirts, belt buckles, coffee mugs, wanted posters, signed DVDs, signed Blu-ray, contests. The contests are great. We have contests that are referral contests where you refer as many people as you can, donating a certain amount for a certain amount of time. You can go beyond that, win great prizes anywhere from being flown in and going to the premieres to having a role in the movie. You could be maybe getting in a bar fight with Johnny Black, get shot by Johnny Black, get a beer bottle banged over your head, be a barkeep, maybe sit next to one of our great cameos and be a co-drunk. Have a saloon named after you or a town store named after you, a horse with your name, a bullet with your name on it. The bounties are endless. So what you have to do is you have to go to the site, Outlaw Johhny Black movie.com, and just comb through it and see all the wonderful things we have there. You have to get in it to win it, so you have to donate something. But become a part of our contest. It's a great way for us to fund the film. And like I said before, it's an important movement, because doing this and allowing us to be successful at this will actually create a foundation for other young filmmakers to come along and to be able to do the same thing. Because it's really important in this day and time that the creative voice is not stifled. And frankly, in a system, a studio system that is fully commercially driven and not creatively driven, you can really run into a problem sometimes. And sometimes even if you get the film done, if it's not promoted in the proper way, that's the other thing, distributed in the proper way. So it's just important for us to be able to support one another and get these type of films done, so that we can get the fans to see, give fans what they want, and unencumbered basically. Might be letting the cat out of the bag a little bit, but there is the ultimate bounty. It's a referral contest, which the person who wins the most referrals or has the most referrals at the end of the campaign wins all of the things that we offer on the website. Everything from every beginning giveaway straight to the end, all of it included. So that is a great opportunity to be in the film and to have all of the swag and go to all the events. It's fantastic. So, get on, become a part of it, refer as many people as possible, and let them know if they're involved, they can refer as well, and you'll all get involved. That is a side-splitting, rootin' tootin' movie, and that's a fact. You'll have a comedy experience when you bet on the Outlaw Johhny Black. Oh, and don't forget the hashtag Outlaw Johhny Black.